Boaz, it's a pleasure having you on InvestorStream, and I'm really looking forward to touching on the company's unique Root Zone Temperature Optimisation technology. But firstly, I've noticed there's a significant take-up in diverse markets such as Canada and Italy. Can you explain in very simple terms the RZTO technology itself, and why is there such a broad appeal for it?
The technology involves root zone heating and cooling in one system, as we just heat and cool the roots as opposed to the air heating and cooling, which uses tremendous amounts of energy, and the capital investment is also very extensive. We use 10% of the energy compared to air heating and cooling, so it's very appealing in terms of initial investment and the operating expense, which is very low. And the benefits for root zone heating and cooling are tremendous. I mean, they include a yield increase, reduction of disease load, earlier planting, and more cycles. It's relevant in general agriculture, but also it has a very profound effect on cannabis, where we concentrate in northern United States or Northern America. Italy is a huge market actually for Europe. The two leading markets in Europe are Italy and Spain. In terms of agricultural production, we have signed an agreement with a distributor in Italy who showed the benefits of the system on flowers, and he was so impressed that he brought in the Minister of Agriculture in Italy, and then he signed an agreement with us with a minimum of 5 systems for the first year, and a minimum of 500,000 next year, 1 million in the third year, and 2 million commitment for the fourth year. So we're very happy with that development, and we're moving forward with our plans.
So what's the competitive advantage here? Why would growers choose this technology over whatever else is in the market?
Well, there are, let's say, 4 ways to grow in agriculture. One is open field. We don't do open field, even though that we were able to influence open field cannabis growing in northern Washington state. But usually the cheap crops are growing in open field. Then there are greenhouses. In greenhouses, you have to manage your climate. You either heat or cool the air with 2 separate systems. Here we have a system that does both in the root zone level, because the temperature of the root is more critical than the temperature of the canopy, and very few farmers were aware of it until we introduced our solutions. Then they spend all this money, on air heating and cooling, either with gas or propane or oil or whatever. And this is by saving energy and also creating huge benefits for the farmers. This system has become in the forefront of cannabis and agriculture growing now in Israel, where we are subsidized, where the system is subsidized for some crops. And once we install a pilot, a small pilot, in vast majority of the instances, it leads to greater orders after they see the benefits. So this is a cutting edge technology, and the world is trying to find solutions that are accountable for the environment, and we are leading with that technology.
Boaz, you've announced a number of proof of concepts lately, such as the protein-based plant program you announced in December, and the latest of which was the Okra POC, which will hit the market this week as well. Commercially speaking, are you at the rollout stage, or is the RZTO technology still being enhanced?
Roots entered an examination on the effects of root zone heating and cooling on protein-laden crops. And we saw some benefits. We have to expand this program to feel comfortable about making more claims in the future. The protein segment for meat replacement is a very powerful segment now in expansion. We did the okra. We had tremendous yield increase in heating the okra roots in Israel. So this is a program in the making. We're checking it on other crops as well, and we aim to also eventually lead the way in terms of increase of protein in certain crops, because the idea is to reduce the size of growing areas and increase the protein content in order to have less environmental impact. So with this technology, we think we can do it. We're in early stages, but we're moving ahead in this game.
And finally, Boaz, you have an enormous amount of experience in the cannabis sector, and your appointment as CEO and executive chairman in January is symbolic of that company's further push into that sector. Obviously, it's a large and growing sector, but for Roots, where are the immediate opportunities?
We've installed 4 systems in California among cannabis growers, of course, and the results were really outstanding. I mean, the yield increase ranged from 40 to 100%. They added more cycles. California, with there are thousands of growing farmers and farms. We look at it as a major opportunity for Roots. We have an agronomer working in California that is also selling our system. So it's a growing market. I'm well positioned to lead this company because of my experience in the cannabis sector on a global scale, not just in California, also in Canada. And the environmental also impact of the industry has also been, of cannabis industry has been criticized, spending too much energy to produce the crops. And here we have a technology that we can reduce the environmental impact, increase yield, and shorten growing cycles, plant earlier, and so forth. So the future of Roots is both in the cannabis growing in Northern America, and also in the general agriculture in areas where we've proven the benefits, which include strawberries, which includes cucumbers, and some other crops. So the technology is well mature. Yes, we don't have to do endless proof of concept, even though we sometimes tend to do this just to add another to the basket, another crop to the basket. And now we concentrate on the hub that we are establishing in California. We have good partners for that, and I think in the first quarter, by the end of the first quarter, we will be able to stabilize our operation in California and really produce significant revenues in California and in other parts, also in Italy and in Spain.
Fantastic, Boaz. Really appreciate you jumping on to join me today, and all the best for the future. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. All the best.